is April 19th, and I'm going to do a little mid-spring garden tour. I said I was going to do this monthly, but I've already fallen behind somewhat, but that's okay. A lot has changed since the last tour. I'm sure you can just see, looking at the beds, that everything is just looking a lot more full, a lot more going on. So I'm going to start with this bed. At the end here, you'll see I have some rosemary and some chives. I'm using beans as a ground cover, so that's why you're going to see beans throughout. And it's just a mixture of green beans and dried beans. I just kind of threw whatever in there. I got a good sized little beefsteak tomato here. My cucumbers are filling out this trellis. I have a cucumber in here. Oh, there it is. It's getting bigger. Got some more tomatoes, and so I have them all in these bags because I was experiencing little worms, army worms getting inside of them and eating them. So more tomatoes, lots of tomatoes coming in. I put this lime basil here. I'm just gonna let it bloom and do whatever it wants. It's pretty much just for the pollinators and for me to smell whenever I want. I'm really loving this homestead tomato plant. It's giving me a lot of decent size, kind of slicer tomatoes. I got these tomatoes kind of as an afterthought for my girls, since they really like being in the garden, but I don't really like them to, mess with all the plants. But these plants are for them specifically, and kind of for me too. I think this is a Cherokee purple, and this is just like a micro cherry type. I filled in some more space here, put some peppers. That's a pineapple sage. We have more cucumbers coming up here. This massive marigold. I don't know what kind of marigold it is, but it's really just exploded. This plant has tons of peppers on it. Tons and tons of peppers. They're coming in really beautifully. This is a bell pepper plant, and I actually ended up pulling one of the bell peppers off of it. It was a really big bell pepper. At least I think this is a bell pepper plant. It was either this one or that one. I pulled one off because I wanted the plant to just grow a little bit bigger before I wanted it to produce any fruit. Over here, I put some Malabar spinach, and that's Thunbergia. I don't really know how to pronounce it, but it's the black-eyed Susan vine. I'm wanting that to grow in between this Malabar spinach, just to make it a little prettier, cause a break in all the green and put some yellow in there. This is a zucchini plant. It's looking really great. There's actually two of them. I planted them as an experiment close by because I hear a lot of people who swear by planting two plants close together. And so on this side, I just did the one plant by itself just to kind of compare and contrast. And so far, this one actually has a fruit coming in and the other ones do not. So we'll see. Here's my bean bed. I kind of have beans everywhere. This melon is really starting to take off. This is Armenian cucumber. It's taking off too. I have an okra plant over there. I do have some dragon tongue beans growing inside of the trellis, and they'll do fine next to the cucumber. Over in this bed, of course, I just have more peppers. This is the lemon drop pepper. They're coming in nice. And more jalapeno, lemon drop peppers, little baby ones. And this is a bell pepper plant. More cucumbers. And then more of those impulse buy tomato plants. This is a Bratz Crazy Cherry, and I just had to get it because I love seeing like the photos of the vines just like covered in cherry tomatoes, and like I need that in my garden for sure. There's more peppers and just tons and tons of beans. I was like really trying to compete with fungus gnats at one point and just empty soil. And so I just decided to, you know, put beans everywhere so I can rectify that. And I mulched really heavily around most of my plants. And so far that has actually helped quite a bit. This is my Brandywine tomato plant. I don't really know what's going on with it. I still haven't gotten any fruit off of this one. It does have a lot of new blooms, so I'm hopeful, but the blooms just keep falling off no matter how much I like try to aid with pollination. Like I've actually even come out here with a electric toothbrush and tried to do that and see if it helped, but nope, they all just fall off, and it's just like the strangest thing. This is actually a new tomato plant. I got rid of the steakhouse one. I think it was contaminated with some sort of pesticide or herbicide, because it was like twisting at the base of the plant, and it was like one of the few plants I had actually gotten from, I believe it was like Walmart or something like that, and it just was not doing good at all. So I pulled it out and I replaced it. This is, honestly, I don't remember what it is, but it's a like a beefsteak type. My green zebra one is doing wonderful. We have lots of fruit coming in, lots of new baby fruits coming in. And this is my lemon boy that actually, like, one of the tomatoes had like worm damage, so I got rid of that. And we've been just snacking on lots of sun gold tomatoes. This plant is doing really great. My Moon and Stars watermelon, I just want this to like completely sprawl out. I think it'll be gorgeous. And here's some more melons I have that are coming up this trellis. More melons over here. Now this is a Delice de la Table melon. I was under the impression that it was gonna produce like little tendrils and climb up like every other melon I have, but it's doing something else. Like it's just kind of like almost like a bush type growth, and I'm really considering pulling it out. I'm considering transplanting it and seeing if it survives, or just putting it in the compost. I'm really not sure yet. I can't decide. That's why it's still here. Yeah, and that's just pretty much the garden. I try to do a really quick tour this time. It's kind of hard to get through everything and to spend so much time on each individual plant, but this is where we're at for the end of April, and I'll probably check back in the summer when we start really harvesting some fruit. All right, happy gardening.